Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy X HD Remastered on the PS4. Last week we just got done playing Final Fantasy IX. I'm looking forward to getting into this. Basic rundown of the Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. Essentially, I'm going to put this up so we don't have any trailers pop up. Essentially, it is the same basic game on the PS2 and technically PS3 since they both have HD remasters. But there are some differences. This is technically the international version, which wasn't released outside of Japan, I believe. It may have been in Europe, I'm not 100% certain on that. Excuse me, I pour a drink. But for the most part, it was never really released inside the United States, as far as I know. The only way to play the international version was to get an international copy, which really sucks. The international version has a few additions, including, as you can see here, the Expert Sphere Grid, which I'll get into in a second. Other additions are Dark Aeons, which are corrupted Aeons that you can fight for more EXP, more money, and some rare drops. T. As well as a new boss, hidden boss, super boss, I think called Pinnacle. It may be Nemesis. No, Pinnacle. Nemesis was in the first game, the original version. Now onto the Sphere Grid thing. The standard Sphere Grid is from the PS2 version of the game, the original copy, which is just the base grid you're probably used to. Expert Sphere Grid is a bit different. It is a bigger grid, I believe anyway. I think it may be the exact same grid. The only difference is that there's no key nodes blocking you. So you can literally customize each of your characters however you want. Now, while that sounds like a good idea, you also have to remember that the standard grid is set up in a very specific way. So each character can level up their abilities to learn abilities best suited for their characters. For example, let's say I had the Expert Sphere Grid turned on. I may accidentally get Lulu abilities from Orange Tree instead of just what she should have. So, Expert Sphere Grid is for those who are more comfortable free-flowing creations. I'm going to stick with the standard Sphere Grid just so we can have a bit more control over what we're doing. And I can focus more on grinding up my characters so that they can take care of strong bosses. I'm going to do my best to battle Pinnacle and Nemesis, the two super bosses of the game, but I'm not 100% certain if I'll be able to do so. I will do my best to also do the Dark Aeons, get every Celestial weapon, get them all mastered. I'm going to pretty much do as much as I can, as well as all of the 3 hidden Aeons, which we'll get to later on. Also, fair warning, I will be playing this game as if it was my first time. Meaning, I won't give spoilers outside of, you should keep track of this because it'll come useful later on. But as for this happens here, I'm not going to do anything that, and I ask that anyone who posts in the comments to not do that as well. It's just sort of a rule of thumb for me because not a lot of people may have played this game, and I want them to experience this game without any spoilers. That's my rule of thumb with any game. So, let's go. Yep, standard grid. And we also choose the soundtrack. The original soundtrack was on the original one, and the arranged one is more modern, updated. Like here you can hear the original music. But I like the updated one. Fair warning, every so often I will cut out audio, like the opening cutscene specifically, due to copyrighted music. The big scene in Macalania Forest, I think it is. If you played the game before, you know what that is. I will have to cut the audio out of that because I do know for a fact that's copyrighted. So I apologize for that. I will probably put in music over it to not have dead air. But I apologize for that. It's just something I need to do. So, arranged. Well, let's go.
listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
Alright, here we are. I miss this game. This game's a lot of fun. Let's go. I believe this is also the first Final Fantasy to be fully voice acted, which is awesome. Hello, everyone. Also, a bit of fair warning, I have played through this game on the PS3, and unfortunately, trophy data carries over to the PS4 version as well. So apart from very few trophies, you're not gonna see anything. Gain anything really. Hello.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
Now here we can choose to name it whatever we want. I'm going to pronounce it Titus, because that's how I've heard it in other media. I used to pronounce it Titus though, so I may switch between those two, but I'm gonna focus on saying it Titus. Also, I apologize if there's any glitchiness on the screen. My recorder seems to be acting up a little bit. Hopefully it won't act up too bad. I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Good luck tonight.
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
Ace block in the front row. Fifth from the right.
Got it.
Aww. Hey, little brat, what's up?
Can you sign this?
No problem.
Please?
Alrighty.
Me too.
Take it easy. Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to blitz.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight, well,
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
That was weird.
I was in a coffee shop.
The updated graphics still look a little weird to me for some reason. Alright, along the way, we should talk to this girl, I believe.
My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were.
Golden now, maybe. Not you.
So now I says to myself, what are you
There is
thinking?
someone we need to talk to. Maybe her.
Running straight
Not
back
you.
home. We sat
You.
up talking about Jack all night. My dad
Nope.
and I never talked so much.
Looking for a girl in a pink shirt.
Didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jack
she?
Memorial Cup tournament is today.
You. You.
The two teams that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Abes from A East and
Nope.
the Duggles
Oh well.
from C South.
Someone in that area is supposed to give us a give us 2 potions, but we don't really need them.
The star of the Abes.
Alright, in we go.
Make way, make.
Coming through.
Coming through. So.
Jeez, so many people.
Hey. Hey.
Alright, you got it. Gotta admit. Alright, time to get up. Let's get into this game. I'm looking forward to this. I really do enjoy Final Fantasy X. Hey, big dude.
Orin! What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about? Huh?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
What the? Huh? Hey, wait! Hey, not this way.
Look.
my old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
Alright, our first fight.
These ones don't matter. We cut through.
Alright, so basic understanding of how this game works, or the fighting works. We have our commands here. Later on we'll get skills and magic we can use whenever we need to. If you look to the right, you'll see the active time gauge. Well, not active time gauge. The turn gauge, I should say. It will show us who's next in the battle. For example, we have Tidus first, followed by this monster, A. If we get rid of him, we don't have to worry about him again. If we kill C first, where is it? Oh, he's not. I can't attack him yet. Then C, then only A will be able to attack this turn. We only have these two, so slash, go. Here we have B and C. So what we want to do is try to get rid of creatures as quick as possible who are next in the list. If we focus on getting rid of C, B will be able to attack us. So we want to get rid of B first. There we go. Basic understanding. Now, technically, if we really wanted to, we could continually attack the enemies behind us for, like what most RPGs will allow us to do, to grind. Which is a very viable option. Problem is, we do not yet have access to the sphere grid, which is our leveling up abilities. So, there is literally no point whatsoever to grind this early in the game. Here we have the abilities, doesn't matter. What's cool about this game, though, is at any point in time, you can actually customize or change your armor or weapons in battle, which is amazing because you can keep certain armor or certain weapons for specific situations. And you'll generally be able to go immediately afterwards. It's not like a waste of a turn. So this is good to have for strategy, which I'll probably implement later on. Alright, get rid of you. We just want to cut a path straight through. Alright. The big boy. This is Sin Spawn Amos. Now, those new to my guides, I usually like to tell about boss data when we get to it. Due to the nature of how Final Fantasy X works, I won't go through the entire information, such as strength, defense, magic defense, stuff like that. I'll just go through HP, MP, the common drops, steals, weaknesses, and probably AP or Gil gain. So, that's about it. As well as basic strategies before the battle starts. Since this is a tutorial, it doesn't really matter. Alrighty then.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
And now here we get the introduction to overdrives, which is the limit gauge of the game. When the character's override gauge beneath the HP MP display is full, that character may use a special unique attack once. Left to go to the window. Orin's is Bushido, which is the way of the sword. The way his abilities work is the way overdrives work are a bit different than most games. With each character having their own unique style of ability. Orin is the tank type. He likes to be brute force. His overdrives are command input oriented. So, we can attack all these with Dragon Fang by inputting the proper codes. Oop. If you input the code wrong, you'll still initiate the attack, but it'll be a lot weaker. Fun little side note about Amos here, he will only ever attack with Demi, which is a negative 25% HP, or negative, it takes off guaranteed 25% HP if you can. Once it reaches a certain point, it can no longer do any damage to you, so there's no point to this. Tidus is a quick attacker. We will learn more about that later on. His ability is swordplay, as you can tell, and it will, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Be a moving gauge in the center. We have to align it in the critical point to do massive damage, as you'll see in a second. My only advice for that is take your time. You have plenty of time on that quick gauge to get what you need to get your alignment up. Don't panic. Just keep attacking. Don't waste your potions. Like I said, this thing can only ever use Demi. And we're getting to a save point which fully restores HP in a second. Keep going. That should finish it off. Nope, one more. Or two more. Boop. One more. Not really much of a boss fight, really. Alright, let's go. There is our save spheres, save points. Traveler Sphere level 1. These level up as story progresses and give us new abilities, like, I believe, change party members and other such stuff. Also restores HP and MP, so save. New save data. Yes, please, thank you. Alright. Onwards!
What are you laughing at, old man? Lauren, let's get out of here.
We're expecting.
Huh? Give me a break, man.
Alright, let's keep going. Alright, hold on a second. Sorry, I was looking something up. Back to where we were. There we are. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this game is one of my favorite features in Final Fantasy in general. Not every fight can or should be won by just killing everything on the field. Some battles require you to do certain tactics, or other battles will give you the ability to do certain things. For example, this fight.
This could be bad. That. Knock it down.
What?
Trust me, you'll see.
Now, due to the fact that we're surrounded by enemies, as you can see in the background as I zoom in, there's just a plethora of the Sin Scale eggs back there. We had to think outside the box to win by attacking the tanker, not them. Other fights will allow us to attack things in the environment to do extra damage to the boss, or lock the boss behind a cage, or do a pincer move so it can't move around. Fun stuff like that. And I wish more Final Fantasies employed environmental ideas like that. Sadly, I think only this one, and I think maybe 10 to employ that idea.
sure. This is it. This is your story. It all begins here.
Trippy, right?
Hey.
Hey,
Hey!
what?
My old man?
Alright. Pretty cool area. All I have to do is go to the left. Hey, sup?
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore. Anybody there? Aaron! Hey!
Alright, and here we are. Now there are a few more things I'm going to show off, because they are kind of important. Alright. Can't really swim fast if I go underwater, which kind of sucks. Here we are. Alright, first things first is this. We'll find these occasionally throughout the locations. Alright, so this is actually another cool feature that I wish more games implemented. I had a journal as a kid filled with this stuff. Not really a journal, just a notebook. This is Albed. It's a language that is a part of this game series. I'm gonna take a screen cap of this. Basically, the language is I can't think of the cipher. I know it's an actual cipher, but basically a letter from the English alphabet is replaced with another one. For example, A is Q. I don't know if that's the case, but that's what it is. So let's say, draw. The second letter, that is probably the. So since we know this, we can replace DRA with THE. So all the A's are E's, all the R's are H's, and all the D's are T's. Probably not, but this could be what it is. Now, there are people who actually speak this language, and it actually sounds pretty cool. Let's see here. Edramut Frana Punkt of Nah, I can't do this crap. I'm not even gonna try. Excuse me. What is cool about these, though, is they're hidden throughout the entire game, and if you're able to translate them all, they will actually give you clues to hidden treasures, some of which are required for the ultimate weapons of characters, or just access to rare items that you could use. So this is actually pretty good to have. Whenever you find a Albed Primer, which gives you the proper word, it will change the color to, like what it says there with Macalania. So it will automatically change it so you can understand what it's saying. Proper locations, proper nouns pretty much. Proper locations and terms are automatically translated. Like Makalania is a proper location that everyone says. So in the Abed language, Makalania is always Makalania. So I'm just going to save all this. I'll probably write it down on a notepad later on and translate them as we go.
What do we have here? Nope, can't read it.
Now we can actually come back here later on when we have our full Albed primer done. But yeah, it's going to take a bit of time. Hold on. Oh wait. There's actually a chest back here with some gil. We want that. Alright, get back up there. It's behind this. Or should be. Ah, there it is. Alright. To the south of the sphere. So there should be another chest that we can get as well that has potions. Maybe. Probably not over here. Alright. Let's keep going north then. I'm not going to stay a lot of time here. I think they're actually up over here. Up we go. Now this is a Albed sphere. This will allow you to do some pretty cool stuff with it. Okay, we can use previously there are save files that we may have to transfer that data over to here. So let's say I had a completed game where I'd learned all of Albed. I could use this to get all that information into this game and understand what everyone's saying. So it sort of has a little bit of replay value with that. But I don't have any save data, so other than this. So no data found. Which is a pretty cool little feature they added in. This? There's the potions. Oh yeah, when I get to a new area, I'm going to say this as well. Stuff you can find here. In the abandoned ruins, which we're at right now, you can find 200 gil, 2 potions, a high potion, an X potion, flint, ether, withered bouquet, and a high potion. So just some good stuff to know. Let's do our quick save. And be on our way. Anything over here? Oop. Aha! High potion. I got a text message. Alright. I will be right back. I gotta go do something real quickly. So I will continue here in part 2.